spinning.
Welcome to Biz Chicks TV. We're here to help you take the hassle out of your hustle so you can build a profitable business that's fun to run. Here are your hosts.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Happy Healthy Habits with Robin Shimizu and friends on the Biz Chicks channel. I'm Terralina, and this is Robin Shimizu, and we are looking forward to talking to you about habits that are going to help you run a profitable business that's fun to run because you can't keep your wealth if you don't have your health. So let's get this party started. How are you today, Robin?
Well, I'm loving your Christmas tree in the background.
Oh, thank you.
Beautiful. Happy holidays.
Happy
So
holidays.
I I am so happy to see you. I been looking around my office and thinking, it's just a mess. It's just a mess. And I've been thinking all year I need to get in there and declutter. And then I got to reading about this one article that I found recently about why decluttering is important for your self-care. And then I thought, okay, this is perfect timing because we're going into the new year.
Mm.
Start thinking about decluttering now before we get into the new year. Just start our mindset so we get, maybe take on a new healthy habit. So this article was kind of cool because it talks about when you declutter, it gives people a renewed sense of control over their environment.
Oh my gosh.
And so when you feel like you have a sense of freedom, and they say that why does declutter affect our well-being? And it's because it affects our emotional and physical well-being in numerous ways. Cluttering the office can make us feel less productive and more burnout. And that's exactly how I feel. I feel like I need to get going, so in 2026, I'm really going to start looking into getting my business off the ground again, because I've been kind of like languishing for the last couple of years.
Yes.
And so, okay, got to clean my office. So I'm going to do that before the end of the year. I'm going to declutter and try to get everything more organized because it has affected my burnout. It has affected my productivity. And they talk about clutter is often the result of an over attachment to our personal items, and that it's not about collecting abundance. It's about being able to let go of that attachment. So it's we're not letting things go because well, in my case, I'm kind of scared to just even start uncovering the piles of things that I have that are just I'm kind of scared.
Really? Now, I remember there was a time when you were getting rid of so many items a day, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. There's a belief that if you get rid of 27 items a day for 9 days, then you kind of open up this new kind of energy into your world. But they also talk about clutter at home. So we're talking about your office first, and then we're talking about your home. So clutter at home may lower happiness and make us feel less secure.
Wow.
And, that's probably very, very true. And they talk about how women who describe their homes as being more cluttered had increased levels of stress hormone cortisol and greater depressed moods throughout the day compared to women who describe their homes as restful and restorative.
Well, it makes sense because if you can't find things because there's so much clutter, isn't that stressful? Wouldn't that make your cortisone levels go up because you're stressed out trying to find things? Then it's taxing your finances because you go out and buy more batteries because you don't have a place where the batteries live. You know what I mean? Or where the scotch tape is or whatever it is you're looking for.
Yep.
And so I can see where that would make sense.
And then they say, and clutter can be a hazard, right? A safety hazard. And the last thing they were talking about is finally, there's some evidence that over time, being in a cluttered space can affect your eating habits.
Oh, wow.
So if you have a cluttered kitchen, there was a study on this. A chaotic environment, a cluttered kitchen, blah, blah, blah. Women ate more cookies. And the women that had more control over their environment, they ate less cookies.
Wow.
Clutter can make you eat more because of the stress that it creates.
That is really interesting.
Isn't that crazy?
Well, that's motivation.
Right? Now, my kitchen is organized. So my kitchen is a little bit more, because I spend so much time in there. I don't spend enough time in my office. And I think that's part of the problem. But then the last thing is, and this is important, clutter is in the eye of the beholder.
Okay.
So don't be so like, just because I think my office is cluttered, you may not think it's cluttered. Or vice versa, or whatever. Or your space might be perfectly pristine, and I may think, wow, that place is cluttered. So there's a kind of a realm of what we think is acceptable on our own personal level, and to not get caught up in what everybody else thinks you should do when you declutter. But just making the effort declutter is going to help your mental and you help yourself physically and mentally, your well-being. Just decluttering in general. So I'm going to continue my decluttering. I'm decluttering my closet every day. I wear something new every day. Well, not every day, but like today I did. I wore something but if I don't like it, I take it off and I put it in a pile.
Okay.
I've been doing that almost. So I've been giving away a lot of stuff to Goodwill and, other places.
And weave, yeah.
My body has changed and I'm smaller. So my clothes are too big for me now.
Okay.
So I have to go through them and get rid of a bunch of stuff. Anyway, that's the happy habit for today. We have a wonderful guest with us today. And I'll go ahead and introduce her.
Would you please?
Okay. So today we have Lynnis Woods-Mullins, and I'm going to read her bio because it's amazing. Lynnis is a certified life coach, health coach, nutritionist, a gut health specialist, and a social media strategist. She's a woman of a lot of talent. She's a co-author of Power Up Superwoman and editor and publisher of Wellness Women of 40 and Beyond e-magazine. She has 2 podcasts, VIBE, Living and Wellness Journey, all of which air on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and 100 other podcast platforms. The Vibe Living podcast is rated in the top 8% of podcasts globally. She also has a YouTube show, Lynnis Minutes, and signed with Celebrate the Gray Agency as an influencer and model. Lynnis has a combined social media following of over 200,000, including her Facebook group Vibe Wellness Women 40 and Beyond, which has over 26,000 members, over 40. And last I want to talk about, she's launched a new membership site, Vibe Wellness Women Network, that offers online courses, guides, challenges, 23 wellness health professionals with a cumulative experience of over 350 years of health and wellness for women over the age of 40, and a support group for women over 40 who want to make holistic approach to their overall wellness. And I mean, I could go on. So let's bring Lynnis on. I know she has something really important for us today.
Yes, she does. Hello, Lynnis.
Hello. Good to be here today, ladies. And I hope you can hear my voice. This is as loud as I can speak. I'm just getting over a cold or whatever it is. I didn't think I was going to make it today, but I was determined because this is my last opportunity to speak to your community before 2026. So I wanted to make sure that I got a chance to speak with you all. I wanted to talk just real quickly about weight loss after 40 when it comes to making informed decisions over what kind of method you want to use. And I kind of want to talk about the difference between the weight loss injections and holistic weight loss. And there are some significant differences. The weight loss injections are things like the Ozempic, the Mounjaro, the Zepbound. You've heard about them on television. And in simple terms, these weight loss drugs, which are basically GLP-1s. They are basically, what they do is they basically suppress your appetite, they slow your digestion, and they reduce food noise and improve blood sugar flow. Originally, these medications were designed for type 2 diabetes, but many women are now using them for weight loss.
Mhm.
For many women, especially those dealing with insulin resistance or years of dieting, these drugs can really feel like relief. It can be a game changer. It can lead to rapid weight loss. It can definitely reduce your constant hunger. It improves your blood sugar markers, and it takes the pressure off of the joints and inflammation in short term.
Mm.
But there's a few things that people need to understand in terms of what they don't do. These drugs do not fix any hormonal imbalance. So if your weight gain is because of hormonal imbalance, it's not going to fix that. It doesn't feel with any, it doesn't heal gut dysfunction. So if your weight gain has to do with gut issues, it doesn't help with that. It does not address any chronic stress or cortisol levels because, of course, chronic stress and cortisol levels are directly correlated to obesity. And it doesn't resolve any emotional eating patterns, okay? What the drug does is that it manages symptoms, okay? It doesn't resolve root causes. And that's very important for people to understand that when the medication stops, many women experience weight regain, usually more than before. So the clue for success in using these drugs is to make sure you are on a good whole food eating plan, that you are on a good workout regime, that you're getting plenty of rest, that you're reducing your stress, and that you've also talked with someone about your hormonal imbalances to make sure that they're not contributing to the weight gain. Just taking the shot is not enough. And right now, what can happen is people can go through a little evaluation online or over the phone or whatever, and then more than likely they'll approve you and they will send you this drug. I caution you to get the prescription from a physician, or go to your holistic practitioner to get fully examined to see what else could be contributing to your weight gain before you do this drug. They're expensive, and almost none of them are covered by your plan. Now, if you're severely obese and your health is in danger or your life is in danger, sometimes, depending on the situation, it will be covered by insurance. But just to do it because you want to lose 30 pounds is not enough of a reason for you to endanger your life without at least checking out all the other things that could be happening. Now, the difference between holistic weight loss, let me tell you what holistic weight loss really is, because it's often misunderstood. It's not just eating better or moving more. It's about restoring regulation to the body. Holistic weight loss approaches or focuses on your hormones, your estrogen, your insulin, and your cortisol, your nervous system regulation, your gut health and inflammation, and your sleep quality, as well as your muscle preservation. One thing I neglected to say is that with GLP-1 medications, your muscle preservation is very hard to maintain. That's one of the first things. You begin to lose muscle mass, so be aware of that.
Why is that? Do you know?
Well, yeah, it's because of what's going on with how your body is encoding the medication.
Yeah.
Everybody loses weight differently, but one of the things they've noticed is that people who use this medication have trouble maintaining muscle mass. So you definitely need to get a trainer to put you on the right kind of training to try to maintain the muscle mass. And you probably want to also have a special eating plan that's high in protein to do that as well. What happens a lot of times with people who are losing the muscle mass is because they are probably not adhering to very, very high protein intake to try to circumvent that. And the reason why they're not doing is that because they don't know to do that. When most of these outfits prescribe this medication, very few of them know your individual issues. They're doing things based upon overall law of averages and a protocol that they've established that is based on the overall law of averages. Unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how you look at it, none of us are average. So therefore, the chances of the protocol not meeting your specific needs is very, very high. So all the more reason to be under a doctor's care or a holistic practitioner's care, a holistic health coach, one who has the right certifications, to just watch over your nutrition, your training program, also your sleep patterns, to make sure that the other parts of your body are being taken care of so that it can support a positive outcome. Now, as I said before, the holistic approach deals with the total body and not just one particular part of the body. It's not just about weight loss, it's about your nervous system, your gut health and inflammation, which is key, your sleep quality, and muscle preservation. Some of the pro reasons why you want to try a holistic method is that when it's done well, it preserves your muscles, which is critical after 40. It supports your metabolism instead of slowing it. It improves your energy, mood, and sleep, protects your skin, hair, and facial structure, and builds long sustainability, okay? Women often end up looking healthier and not just looking thinner. The cons, and I'll be honest with you, the cons are it's a lot slower. It requires that you participate and make the lifestyle changes. It requires discipline. And it also asks you to change your habits. And sometimes it brings emotional work to the surface. It's more than just the body. As I said, you got to peel back the layers and deal with some of the other things behind your stress. Okay. So there's no quick fix in a holistic practice, but there is freedom. One other thing that can happen by taking the GLP-1s, you get something called Ozempic face. Okay. And let me tell you what that is exactly. This is not a medical diagnosis. This is a visible aging effect that can happen with rapid weight loss, especially in women over 40. Often women will begin to notice hollow cheeks and temples, deeper smile lines, sagging around the jawline area, a tired or drawn appearance, and loss of facial fullness. And this happens because your facial fat pads shrink quickly. That's one of the first things to go, okay? Your skin elasticity is already declining after 40, and your estrogen and collagen are lower anyway and become even lower under this medication. Also, muscle loss can include the facial muscles. Dehydration and nutrient gaps affect skin quality. So this is not unique to Ozempic. It can happen with any kind of crash dieting, extreme fasting, or surgery. But these drugs can make weight loss faster than the face can adapt. If you think about some of the women that you know that have had some of this, initially you might have seen this. Look, I've noticed this on Michelle Obama, that while her body looks great, her wrinkles are more pronounced. Her eyes are a little bit more sunken. Her forehead is a little bit pronounced. Look at her picture just recently. She's on a big press junket right now. I'm pretty convinced that she's had the shot. And that's fine. That's her choice. But at some point in time, hopefully it will even out. And I know she has nutritionists and trainers and everything else. And she can get on top of that, because I don't think that was part of her natural aging process. And here's a real comparison. Here's the truth in simple terms. Medication, fast results, external control, risk of muscle and facial volume loss, possible dependency, okay? Holistic methods, slower results, eternal regulation, muscle and skin preservation, long-term metabolic health. And here's the nuance. For some women, medication can be a temporary bridge, but it should never replace the foundational care that you know you need to have for your overall body. Midlife bodies need support, not depletion. So I really want to get this message out here about this, because I'm not anti this particular medication, but you need to go in with your eyes open. And you also need to find the right support system should you decide to take medication, to make sure that other areas of your body are being addressed. You definitely want to talk about what lifestyle changes you need to make to support this, because it's giving you a false sense of reality in terms of your metabolism. Once you start taking the medication, the metabolism is going to go back to how it was before, which probably wasn't supporting you as well. And again, the chances of gaining weight after being on this kind of a medication is very high. You have a question?
That's a lot.
What was that last statement? The chances of what?
The chances of you gaining the weight right back
Mm.
and then some after stopping this medication is very high if you have not made the subsequent lifestyle changes to support it. I believe that Oprah Winfrey has made the lifestyle changes. I mean, and I cannot imagine why she could not afford to. I think she had made them before and it just wasn't working because of her biological makeup. It just wasn't working for her. And I'm sure she was concerned about her weight because she was getting older. And, the heavier you are when you're older can be all kinds of issues around diabetes and heart disease and chronic disease. So she probably made a medical decision as well. And that's probably one of the reasons why she did it. Michelle Obama, I don't know and I don't know for sure that she's taken it, but I'm pretty sure she has. I don't know what her family background is. I know her father had a lot of issues. Her mom lived up to a ripe old age. But, it's one way to get the body that she wants. And I'm sure she probably has that support, the nutritionist, the gynecologist, a holistic practitioner, all those people. You don't know when you're losing weight, whether you're losing it holistically or losing it with the help of medication or surgery, how the body is going to lose the weight first. You have an idea based upon other things that have happened in your life when you lost weight, but you never know exactly how it's going to be when your body, when you decide that, okay, this is it, I'm gonna lose those 30 pounds. You may think, well, normally when I lose 5 pounds, I lose it in my butt. When you're talking about 30 pounds, the 5 pounds might be in your butt, but the other 25 pounds can come from different areas that you may not have anticipated. And one of them is the face. And as we get older, what happens with our face is our collagen levels go down, our estrogen levels, which are responsible for our muscle mass, that goes down. And because of collagen, there's less elasticity in our skin, so the wrinkles begin to show, and our face changes. We are aging. There's no way to waylay that. Taking Ozempic kind of upticks that result. There's no doubt about it that you will. Now, people might look older and then they get plastic surgery to deal with that. And the thing about using medication and then is that many times you end up doing other kinds of things to offshoot some of the things that aren't as great as a result of taking the medication. One thing for sure, if you are a GLP-1 considering it, or if you're a GLP-1 user, you want to have a real frank conversation with your doctors about your kidneys and your liver. Because if you're over 40, over 50, your kidneys and your liver are probably already working hard to support you because you've lived a long time and have ingested all kinds of toxins and other things that stress the filtration system that we have. So if you're going to introduce something else that is synthetic and foreign to the body, you need to find out what kind of impact that's going to have on your liver and kidneys and what you can do to help fortify your liver and kidneys. Once it's damaged, you can't roll the clock back. It's damaged. And my fear is for some people who don't prepare themselves properly, that later they're dealing with other things as a result of taking the GLP-1, which is a lot more scarier than being 30 pounds overweight.
Wow.
Talking about transplants, liver transplants, kidney transplants.
Yes.
Wow.
Dialysis.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
It's too bad that they don't, when they prescribe those drugs, that they don't prescribe an educational component that goes along with it so they can teach you.
Well, you know what? I've looked at, before I came on, I looked at some of that. And they do have those programs available, the menu planning and all that. But here's the thing. A lot of these people got like this because they didn't have the discipline to do it on their own. So to think they're going to do it on their own after the shot and they're not doing it and they're getting results.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
I agree with that, Lynnis. The people are, in many cases, they're unwilling to improve to be disciplined about how they treat themselves or what they take into their body on a holistic level. So having the surgery has been a quick fix. I know a situation where someone actually had surgery and the weight loss thing and the whole thing, and then went back to the same lifestyle, blew up again, had a second surgery and did not make it because they looked at it as a way of treatment versus, I can just do this again because they were young. So I can see where people taking these drugs would think, oh, I really don't have to change my lifestyle.
Right.
Especially if you're thinking it's only 20 or 30 pounds that you're trying to lose. And the other thing too is that um, not only does your lifestyle a factor, but there's just the aging process in general is a factor. Uh, for one thing, your lymphatic system is not working the way it used to. And lymphatics is what helps remove toxins out of the system.
Mm-hmm.
So now that you're introducing something that, I don't know if you want to say it's toxic, but it's definitely not something that was created by the body, okay? You're
So it's
injecting something.
chemicals.
Right, it's a chemical of some kind. And so your liver and kidneys and other parts of your drainage system are going to try to support you. But it's as we get older, those things don't function the way they used to when we were in our 20s. So then the question is, well, how can I support that? You know, is your doctor telling you about your lymphatic system and the importance of dry brushing and doing other kinds of things to help the body remove the toxins? A lot of people, as they get older, begin to, see some interesting things happen digestive wise, usually the origination of which is in the gut. What kinds of gut health precursors are you doing to protect your gut? Make sure that your gut stays well so it can support you in the other factors, because your gut health isn't just about your digestive processes. It helps to balance your hormones. It also is a very important part of your emotional wellness. I haven't heard too many reports yet about what's going on with anxiety and depression, but the jury is still out, because in the past, this was used for diabetes. Now you can use it for other things and order it online by answering questions. And if somebody wants it bad enough, it doesn't take a wizard to figure out how to answer those questions correctly and get that drug.
Yeah.
And I have heard some incidences of what was being promised wasn't what was received, because now there's more than one company that is selling them. Some of the companies are very reputable. Some of them maybe not as much. So you just want to be careful. And I think that we need to take a look at all of the resources at our disposal to help us make such a serious decision when it comes to our health. And also take a look at your why. I mean, if you want to fit into a size 6 dress because that's what you look like when you were in high school and you're 70 years old, I'd take a look at that and find out what else is going on between your 2 ears. Okay. And I'm not being facetious, seriously. So much of our weight has to do with what's going on between our 2 ears in terms of how food has become a sense of comfort. Food is supposed to be our fuel. That's what it's supposed to be about. It's not supposed to be just a sense of comfort to make us feel good. It's to make our bodies feel good. And somewhere along the line, we've kind of gotten away from that, and to the point where it's making us feel good, but it's making our bodies feel like crap. And somehow or other, we're not bridging the gap adequately enough to say that when our bodies start feeling like crap, eventually the feel good from the eating, I mean, you're like this, no one feels good. So I just want people to, be realistic in their decisions and really peel back the layers. I would say get yourself a good therapist to examine your why and to make sure you've done all the other things that you're supposed to do. I know a woman whose daughter is in her 30s and she's on this, and she's always been a big girl. And she's lost 35 pounds so far. And I think that she was concerned about her health, and I get that. But I just wonder, and she has changed her lifestyle. But I do wonder how is this impacting the other things in case she wants to have children. All of that, and I don't know if she asked.
I hadn't even thought about that.
Oh yeah.
Reproductive system.
Oh yeah. Well, the jury's still out about all of that, because a lot of women, there's the ones who are like 30 something and the ones who are 40 something who are using this, but now the 50 and 60, I don't know how it impacts menopause. I know just in general, they say, well, if you're over 65, you can't do nothing. Okay. And I say they just say that because they're not taking a look at the individual 65-year-old, because after 60, there's a great differentiation between people's health and wellness. Some people are really sick after 60. Some people have, bodies and the health of a 40-year-old. So it's really hard to tell until you actually sit down and examine that person. So in general, let us say after 65, no, you can't do it. But that's a broad range from, 20-something to 60-something. So just do your homework, advocate for yourself, Ask questions. And if you're not feeling like you got the right answers, keep digging. But just don't unceremoniously introduce these chemicals into your body without knowing, what the propensity for certain other issues to come along, what those might be, and without having a plan on how to address that should those things happen.
Wow.
Great
Thank
talk.
you.
Yeah.
Robin, did you have something you wanted to ask?
No. This was so fascinating because
I know I
nothing
hadn't even
about
thought about it at that level. I did
Yeah.
think about the kidneys, but what I want to do is before we go is I want to share
Yeah.
where to find
Lynnis.
Lynnis.
Yes.
Go to vibewellnesswoman.com.
There
And if
we
you
are.
go down the page a little bit,
Tell me when to stop.
okay, keep going. You see, we're having the Midlife Awakening Summit from the 21st to the 23rd. And go down a little bit further. Okay. And then go ahead and click on that. And this talks about what you're going to learn. You're going to learn about energy renewal, hormonal balance, stress release, spiritual grounding, and emotional resilience, among many things. If you click on that right there and go down a little bit further.
Okay.
Okay. This gives you more information about it. Right now, we're running an early bird special until tomorrow, until the 20th. If you go down a little bit further, you get a chance to see some of the speakers that are involved in the summit.
Oh, okay.
Okay, go down. Okay, there. These are the speakers, all from all over the country and around the world, actually. Where are the other people? Is it just now coming in?
Well, I'm going down further.
Okay, yeah. Okay, that's for some reason that's how it's
on another level. Here we go.
Yeah, that's how it's configuring. But those are the speakers, and many of them are doctors, holistic practitioners, therapists, and trainers, and they're all going to be talking about different topics. 3 speakers a day. They all will have downloads. We do have a sponsor, a menopausal supplement sponsor. She's not on there yet, but she will be on there. So just keep watching the site for more information. Every day I add more information about the summit, but it's definitely going to be a lot of great information. It's going to be fun. Each day is from 10 to 1, and it's going to be power packed, and everybody who registered gets a copy. You can click here to register, and you can see the pricing. VIP pass is $37, VIP premium is $67, and the Midlife Awakening bundle is $177. And each one comes with different benefits. If you just want to go to the 3 days, get the recap and the downloads is $37. I think no, you don't get the downloads, you just get the recap. With the VIP, you get access to the downloads for 60 days. You get all the recaps and a couple of bonus downloads as well. And the 177, you have unlimited access to all of the speakers. You get all the downloads, and you get a bunch of great information and freebies with that. So I'll be talking more about that. I think I'm coming to your show one more time before the actual event, but I really am hoping that people will take advantage of this early bird pricing. This is a steal for what you get, and for the information, and for the expertise of the women, which represent well over 200 years of experience in working specifically with women over 40.
Wow.
Well, I better register today.
You better register today. Get your VIP. Yes, get your VIP. Register today.
I'm glad I got reminded, Lynnis.
Well, you know what? I was supposed to send out a newsletter yesterday. Not yesterday, Monday, but I was sick, so I didn't send the newsletter out. And Terry, because you are a monthly member, I just send you a code. I'm going to send out codes to people who are already, because you get a special discount. Okay. So, yeah,
I'm not a monthly member, Lynnis.
Not anymore. Your membership was canceled. I don't know exactly when it was canceled, but yeah.
I canceled? No, really?
Yeah, I don't know what happened. Did you switch credit cards or something? I don't know. I'll take a look.
Yeah, no, I didn't mean to.
No problem. We'll get it fixed, because next year is going to be the bomb diggity, because we're going to have one of these every quarter. Every quarter we're going to have one of these. And we are going to have an in-person event next year as well, and which will be discounted to members, and people get annual memberships that get even more significant discounts. So no worries. It's all coming together.
Okay.
The first year was good, but I was still trying to figure out what people wanted to hear and how they wanted to do it.
Mhm.
And I think people were kind of burnt out with doing virtual things and they wanted to do things in person. But the reality is that most of the virtual stuff is really good between fall and spring. So that's where the bulk of it's going to be. But we also have some other things that are going to be changing on the platform. You'll see as we continue to move through this adventure.
Exciting. That's
Wow.
great.
Well, Lynnis, we want to thank you.
You're welcome.
We always are enhanced when you come on here. You always bring value, and I want to encourage everyone to sign up for the summit and also to let them know, hey, that early bird special is the clock is ticking. So you want to make sure that you
Right. Make sure you get it.
ticket.
And I will send you guys the code. I want to make sure my VA set it up because it seems like we were going to send out the newsletter on Monday, and then I was like dead on Monday. So I'm not sure if I sent her the code. So I'll forward the information to you.
All right. We're so glad that all is well with
Yeah.
you and your household, and we wish everyone happy holidays. Thank you so much, Lynnis, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, everyone. Have a fantastic and vibe day. Bye-bye. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, Lynnis will be back with us on the 8th, our first New Year's,
Okay.
after the New Year. Yay.
So with that, I just want to say, wow, that was a lot. I hadn't really, I don't know if I was ready for that, Robin. What
Yeah.
about you? Woo!
That was very interesting,
was
but
something to
it gives
think
us information. If we have people in our lives that
And
are
you know-
going through this, we can
Yeah.
help them.
And usually in January, everybody's concerned about releasing weight loss, etc. And
Mhm.
that's what I'm going to do in the coming,
Mhm.
year. And there's some things they really need to think about. So, in addition to that, I want to remind everybody that if you're looking to join the Biz Chicks community, you can simply text Biz to 33777, or you can go to bizchicks.net. Now, we always have such great guests on Happy Healthy Habits. Robin, who do we have coming up?
So in January, we have Lynnis and Jill, and then we have Lynnis back again, and then Lakeisha will be with us. So that's our month of January.
Okay. Sounds like we are in for a real treat.
Right.
I just want to wish everyone happy holidays. And Robin, I pray all is well with you and your household.
Mhm.
Have a great day, everyone, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
Thank you for tuning in today. We trust you've learned something to help you build a more profitable business and take the hassle out of your hustle. See you next time.